Hmm. Good morning. Looks like well, this is the Daily Ack, and we're back at our Planet Crafter Intense build, and yes, I'm having kind of a rough throat morning, but it'll be okay. I've got the coffee here beside me, and everything is as it should be. I will say that if this turns into a nasty, sniffly mess, probably going to stop to prevent people from having to be subjected to such nastiness. Okay. And yes, I'm here a little early because I got a new headset. I'm kind of adjusting it. That was a little too low. All right, let's see how that sounds. I can still hear what's going on in the game, but it's not overpowering, which is how it should be. Well, from everything I can see, I'm actually not in terrible shape. I'm kind of wondering what to do. These butterflies flying all around kind of get me. I think I'm going to go and see if I can build more heat and more pressure than I've already got. It's going to be 2 of those. And if I want to make 2 of those, it's going to be 6 of those. Going to need 10 super alloy rods. So that means that I'm going to need and then I'm going to pick up, well, there's one already built. Ooh. Didn't mean for this to take quite so long and be so manual, but it'll work out. I have to say, this game has come far enough that when you get to a point that you can just look at what you're trying to do and go, okay, I can build that. I don't enjoy the grind in any game. And I know that looks like I don't have enough super alloy, but I do. Because I've got a whole chest full right back here. And that's the last one. I can build 2 of each of those, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I've got more than I thought. I'm going to need 6 of those and 6 of those. So let's build these first. And then I'll have enough room in inventory to do. I've got 4s and 5s out there. Whew. Didn't expect that. Did not know that flying over that fire pit would cause me to get my pants on fire. But here we are. Whew. Good grief, that was loud. Got caught in that tree there. Oh well. I'm not too worried. Hey, there's Amp Revamp. You've beat Shaman this morning. Tell me, is my sound okay? And I realize that you're half asleep and you probably don't know what a sound is. I have a new Bluetooth headset. That I have to say I'm pretty happy with. You were a little low. Well, okay. Could be my voice. Sound is very low. Well, snickle Fritz. Hold on for just a second. Technical difficulties. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I mean, I realize you guys may or may not have come to hear me talk. I don't know. But if you can't hear, that's a problem. I did turn the sound up on the headset. And OBS is turned up as far as it will go, so let me turn other things down. And I just found out something. I flew over the top of a fire pit in this game and it burnt me before either one of you guys ever got here. Come on, give me one more. Nope. Damn it, I'm going to have to fly back and forth a blue gazillion times. And I don't know if I've got enough to do what I'm trying to do. Sound like you're in another room. Well, this is a new headset, and it is one of those that you put together, and that don't mean I've got it all adjusted right. I put this together out of my own testing, and part of it very well could be my voice, and part of it could be this headset, because it's not the most expensive thing walking the face of the earth. I'm an idiot, apparently during the night. My volume button on my phone, it is better. What, are you lying to me, or is it better? I mean, tell the truth, you know. And this is why I have trust issues, because I have trust issues. Well, that's 4, and I need 6, because I want to make 2 of these. Hit my volume button on my phone. It's better. Okay. Independent confirmation, if you all say so. I mainly got this because it's Bluetooth and I don't have to mess with the wire. The bad part about it is the mute button isn't sitting in my lap like my wired one was. The good part is I can wear my hearing aids with this. And that's kind of where I was going with it, because I wanted to be able to wear my hearing aids all the time and not worry about it. That's 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I need 9. I also need to be carrying some water with me. It's a bit better. I keep my volume set for recording. I had to turn you up. But now you're back to 40 and sound better. Perhaps a little more bass, but volume is much better than before. I also turned down the desktop audio so the sounds of the game wouldn't drown me out. However, I'm thankful that you guys are here, and that you all come and spend a few minutes with me. I'm grateful. What I am trying to do is I'm trying to build tier 5 heaters and tier 5 drills, and it just dawned on me that I have a bunch of tier 4 heaters out here. And what's the thing that I want? But I still need to, pardon me. What can I drop to pick that up? Alright. I know that's at least laying here. Well, no, it's rolling away. I'll find it. I'm not worried. Let's let that go back to where it was. I need 5, 6. Yeah, perhaps a little more bass. I wish I knew how to do that. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do that. Let me gander at something. Forgive my slow typing. I've been up all night and I'm exhausted. I got enticed into watching Polaris manned space launch and couldn't go back to sleep. Well, Shaman, if you need to go and go to sleep, by all means do so. And being a young child in the 60s and remembering watching the men land on the moon and things like this, I can appreciate what you're saying. However, at 61, I don't have it in me to stay up all night anymore. And I used to do it a considerable amount when I was in my teens and 20s. I'm still trying to figure out what to stream today, and it hurts my brain. I'm stuck. Either crime scene cleaner or look for something new. I'm going to give you my 2 cents worth. And I don't think you would have posted it if you didn't want somebody's opinion. That crime scene cleaner is actually a very interesting looking game. Well, there's that. This is what I want. And that. Where did the other stuff roll off to? You need sleep like I need to eat. Both of you need a good swift kick in the arse. You go sleep, you go eat. Don't come back till you've done it. I've got enough to make a whole nother, and oh gosh, that is red, red, red. Rojo. And Shaman, my system doesn't work like that either. Once I'm up, I'm up. I don't care if it's 2:30, whatever's going on. Once my eyes fly open, the longer I lay in bed, the more my back hurts. Don't know why. Here we are. I am what I am. But when I come back around to sleep, you better believe I'm at it. Looks like we found a winner. Yeah, I think Crime Scene Cleaner's a pretty good game. From the things I've seen, I'm missing. Well, Snickle Fritz. And yes, I hijacked your word. Because it's a good one. I need 2 super alloy and an aluminium. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let me see, do I have enough in here that I can... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Might get a nap after AMP stream. Trust me, I get it. I wish I could lay down and go take a nap. My wife, she can sit up, drink regular coffee. I mean, big cups. We don't use no small cups around the nut house. And she can fall straight back asleep, and it's like, holy buckets, I'd die. It just makes me uncomfortable thinking about it. The launch was amazing, though. I highly recommend watching the replay. Snickle Fritz is trending. Yeah, yes, it is. You bet your backsides. Alright, what am I doing now besides going crazy? Well, Tell me something. Have either of you ever listened, or seen Rodney Carrington? He's a comedian. He was pretty popular. Oh, good grief. Probably been 5 or 6 years ago. I'm the same. Dress can go to sleep 10 minutes after waking up from sleeping. I can't, unless my head's got me where the pain makes me sick to my stomach, then I force myself to sleep. Yeah, I'm a Rodney Carrington fan, or used to be more so than I am now. And I watched one video from him last night called "I Think I'm Dancing with a Man." Can't get that song out of my head because it's a catch tune. He's a little old short Texan, lives in Oklahoma, and is probably the raunchiest thing you've ever heard in your life. He's Randy and I were dating the first time we saw him, and I didn't live in Columbia. Yeah, titties and beer's good. I didn't live in Columbia. I lived in the town next to Columbia, and when Randy came to see me, she had to fly out of Columbia, so we went to Columbia to spend the night. And yeah, he's gutter material and Deanna's soulmate. You are not wrong. And all of a sudden, we went in the club and everything, and we were yucking it up, and all of a sudden he said something about, well, Massengill douche is Pootie Poo freshener. And well, my last name, we about died. Walking out, I was still on active duty at the time. Walking out, I took out my military ID card, and he was doing a meet and greet. I set my ID card down in front of him, and I held my fingers on it, and I said, "Read my last name." And he did. And he kind of looked up at me. I said, "Yeah, I'm related to him." Picked my ID card back up, threw it back in my wallet. Randy said, "I'll bet you in the next show he talked about you." Said, "If he did, he did. You know, it is what it is." Unfortunately, I'm related to the guy who invented this stuff, distantly. And that's no lie. All right, I've got everything upgraded to version 5 there. Do I have any other drills that aren't T5s? Oh yeah, he's the funny part of it is I saw him in Columbia after Randy and I got married, and she moved to Columbia. And it wasn't a good show. It just really wasn't. And I found his Facebook group a few days after that, and I said, "Looked like your show in Columbia that you weren't doing so good." And he wrote me back and said, yeah, I bet he wouldn't have. Yeah, ain't that the truth? He wrote me back and he said, "Yeah, I just had a stent put in my heart because I had a blockage," and said I really wasn't feeling good and I didn't want to, do the show, but I went on with the show anyway. And I said, "Well, I hope you're doing okay." And as we were watching his YouTube channel last night, the last thing he posted was from 2 years ago, so it made me wonder. I know in between the first times I saw him and bought a bunch of his albums and stuff, that he had since gotten a divorce. He had 3 kids, and it really seemed to take the wind out of him. But his last video was from 2 years ago, and he didn't look good, and it's a shame. The guy's terribly funny, terribly talented. Oh yeah, I know I tickled his funny bone, and I'm all right with it. Once I got older, after you get in the military, so many people will bother you about anything that's different about you that I finally got used to the fact that people, would bother me about my last name. I'd give it right back to them at that point. And, You know, I mean, I remember one of my best friends walked by me while I was working on a wash rack, washing out a piece of equipment and changing the oil in it. And he said, well, they finally found something simple that a douche like you could do. This guy outranked me by almost 2 ranks. I looked up at him and I said, if it wasn't for douches like me, what would, if, like, you know, the P word, like you do? He went and left me alone. I would never, ever say that word. That's offensive beyond words. Yes, Rodney Carrington. That is exactly who I was talking about. But, you know, after that, it got to where it didn't bother me. I mean, there was times, heck, you're deploying, you're going every place under the sun, and you don't know where you're going or how long you're going to be there. And a joke, even at my expense, was a welcome thing. I mean, it broke the ice a lot of times. Oh yeah. Oh my God, too funny. Yeah, you're not kidding. When I went into basic training, we were there the first night, and the first 3 days in basic training are a whirlwind. You get your hair cut, you get a whole new wardrobe. You're around people that you don't know. I knew one other guy that traveled in with me, and after that, you're going to be with these 52 people for 8 weeks. But that's an experience. Well, they tell you how to report, and it's, you know, sir, your last name, reports as ordered, sir or ma'am. Yeah, you either have to roll with it or change your name. I considered changing my middle name. I really dislike my middle name, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. So I stood up the very first time and reported to the drill instructor and said, sir, Airman Massengill's reports as ordered, sir. He said, you probably get a lot of shit about your name. I said, yes, sir, I do. He said, I won't give you any. And I didn't hear another word all through basic training. Not a thing. You know, even when you're doing stupid stuff, he didn't even get on to me and use my last name as a derogatory term. You know, and I did some stupid stuff in basic training. You know, when they tell you to face right and everybody else in the flight faces right and you face left, yes, been there, done that. Didn't know my right from my left. They'd come and get a pebble and they'd put a pebble in your left hand and go, at your left hand, son. It's highly effective, whether you like it or not. But then I got into technical school to learn how to work on ground equipment. And boy, I got it every time I turned around. They gave it to me hard. Yeah, giving it back as good as you get it usually ends up giving you some slack from that bull crap. Yes, and me and the guy that was giving me crap that day ran around a lot together. He outranked me, but he was not. He kind of was my supervisor, but he wasn't. He was over one section of the shop, and if they put you in there working for him, yeah, he was over you. But we were pretty close in rank, and he gave me crap. I gave it right back to him. Tom was, he had a 17-year-old son that was giving me crap in his living room one night. I threatened to take his son out in the front yard and beat him like a stepchild because he told me I was a wimp. And I said, I've been across the world and back, and I don't need you running your mouth to me. I can be a terrible, terrible asshole when I set my mind to it. Yes, I know it's hard to believe. Such a nice guy with such a sunny disposition. Okay, let's get back to playing the game. What am I doing? Going crazy. We're almost to 3 TTI. I want to get to 5. What in the world is raising things up here? That would be rockets, and a whole bunch of them. Hold it. Well, I know I turned those lights off. Well, that makes me unhappy. Lights are on that thing all the time. Now you are playing like me, standing around yapping. Yes, yes. Oh, hell. I like to talk as much as I like to breathe. I mean, it's just. And even Dreas told me, remember, you talk pretty good too. And he's not wrong. I don't have 6 genetic traits. Good grief, I really want to fly that one about 1,000 times. I've got 5 genetic traits. Well, Snickle Fritz. Yes, Snickle Fritz is trending. Pardon me, gross foul pig. You'd think I'd act better than this in public. I think I'm going to get the stuff for, or did I do this? Sulfur Field, Waterfall, Crash Area, Volcano. Just pet the hell out of your pets. I don't have any. I don't. I mean, I could pet the fish, but won't let me. You take them out of the water and they go bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm going to get enough for a teleporter. They poop those little things out like a Pez dispenser. I'm the same. I have a line in the sand that you will regret crossing. The line is far, far away, but if you cross it, you better just keep going, yeah? Unfortunately, I'm from the South, and Amp knows. Once I've had my enough, it's over. You know, and I'm almost a pacifist. I had problems going in the military because I really genuinely did not like the idea of harming another human. They presented it to me in a way that you're defending this country. And so I didn't have a huge problem with it. But, you know, once I've had enough of you, if you keep getting on my last nerve, yeah, I don't have pets because I don't have pets. I got that. Now, I need some molars. I need to rename Miss Molars. I really do. Why am I renaming it Molars? It's all Shaman's fault. I'm going to fly out into the new biome. And I'm going to see if there's a herd standing out there, and I'm going to pet them. I think it gets worse. Of course, as I get older, I don't put up with as much as I get. I was a very timid kid, you know. I just... I remember there was one kid one day... I basically had a very high voice, and I got accused of being gay. Oh my Lord. So much. And there was one kid, I probably should have beat him upside his head more than once. But I was just, you know, it wasn't what I wanted to do with myself, because I knew how bad of a temper I had. Hell, I'd seen my mom. It ain't pretty. And, you know, I calls them like I sees them. I understand that. That I've often told people I'm an umpire of life. I call it like I see it. And I'll tell you, if you ask, if you tell me the truth, am I, being an asshole? I'll tell you the bloody gory truth. And I've told people more than once, don't ask me to tell you the truth, because I will tell you the truth, and I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I mean, that's just the way things are. I'll be as nice and respectful, and I'll let you do you all you want. But don't ask me what I think, because I'll tell you what I think. And some people can't handle that. It's okay. That's them. Good grief, the bees. You need bee repellent to come over here. Holy heck. I'm going to go right down here to the lake. And I'm going to I tend to be too soft-hearted to do that. Sometimes I can, but mostly no. A big worthless softy. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. The world needs people like that. And my wife is the same way. And when we got together, she got a new job and was working in a doctor's office, and all of a sudden they started giving her crap. Ho, they is buffaloes on the horizon. Yes, I'm touching buffalo backsides. And I told her, I said, I'm going to tell you that these people sound like they're getting ready to fire you because they're, you know, being ill to you. And she said, no, no way. Well, sure enough, about 10 days later, they fired her. It was just like, and that's what made us a good couple. We're 50% of each other, you know, that I'm the one that'll grab her and go, these people are treating you wrong. You need to stuff your foot square in their backsides. And she'll be the one that'll tell me, you're taking it personally and they're not talking to you. Sit your ass down and calm down. It's been a good thing for me. Yeah, most people will hear the truth if you phrase it kindly, but if someone's being a jerk, I'm less inclined to be kind. Yeah, you know, 100%. And on those moments that I'm really giving people crap, I've got six. No, I've got three, but oh, come on. It says enter text. And it's not letting me. Did my game absolutely... Nope. We're actually doing good. Just marshmallow, short and squishy. Amp, amp, amp. You, Andreas, are good people and have helped me a tremendous amount. It's funny. I fought one kid in school, in grade school even, one time, and his dad was a assistant fire chief in Knoxville Fire Department, and hell, my dad was a retired drunk that had been in the military. You know, I mean, it was. I felt like everybody knew that my dad was drinking. No, you dummy. Uh, you know, and he kept this. Me and this kid met in second grade, and went all through grade school together, and through junior high school together, and he went to a different high school than I did because I went back where we were supposed to go, which wasn't the best high school. And gosh, we were in sixth grade or something, and I was talking to somebody a girl on the playground, and we were all going to the bathroom, and he was bothering me about, oh, well, you like Sherry, don't you? Blah, 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 blah. And I just finally had enough of it. I went upside his head in the men's bathroom. And, he tried to hit me, and nah, that didn't work. Osmium rod. I knew I was missing something. And that's osmium coming down right now. How fortuitous that after I smacked him upside his head, we walked outside and he had poked me in the eye, and I was standing there rubbing my eye, trying to get my brains back about me to look like, everything was all right. I didn't want to get in trouble with the teacher, and neither did he. And he walked up to me and he said, Johnny, I'm sorry. That's the first time that guy ever said a kind word to me. We'd been in school 5 or 6 years together by that time. I mean, it got so bad, my parents sent a note to school, and said, hey, get these boys off of him. They bullied me, 2 of them. One of them not quite so much. The other one was on me hard all the time. And the funny part, at age 18 or 19, I wound up at a party, and this guy was here. And I could tell, because we were with a group of friends that we had all, ran around with most of our lives and such. And I was friends with one of his friends he went to high school with. And she invited me to this party. And he got ready to open his mouth to say something smart to me. And I looked right at him and I said, watch what you say. I'll mop the floor with your ass. He never said another word to me, never spoke another word to me. He shut up, never got all the way out of his mouth. And I told him, your little skinny self, I'm not much bigger than you, but we'll definitely make this be the end all be all. He never said another word. And I also haven't seen him since then. I saw his Facebook page one time for a few minutes and went, oh, well, that's nice. And this guy, it was weird. It's like he would actually physically accost me. And this was, when I was in grade school, it was just like, just get off of me. Just leave me alone. I'm a peace-loving human being, and I definitely don't want you messing with me. And he did anyway. Like I said, after I popped him, and it was a short fight, I also got a lot of street cred out of that. I had guys talking to me that would have never talked to me, that were standing there watching the whole thing. But that's the only fight I ever got into in school. The only one. Okay, we've had 44 minutes of me flapping my yap. Ain't it lovely? What are friends for? I also used to get fooled by truly mean people who were good at pretending to be nice. Learned the hard way a couple of times. Me too. Yeah, after I got divorced, I had a girl take me for $1,000, and I wasn't happy about the $1,000 leaving me, but it bothered me that she strung me along. The funny part of it was, after Randy and I started being a thing, and we had been to see one another a couple of times. She was living in Austin, Texas, and I was living in South Carolina. This girl called me, and she tried to get me to come to her house. And I said, no. I said, we'll stand here and talk all you want. So I don't have a problem talking to you on the phone. Won't be anything but nice to you. But I will not get in this car, come to your house, and have any kind of a relationship with you going forward beyond friendship. That's it. You had your chance. I mean, I should have known something was up while we were dating. She'd have other men calling her, begging her to come back, and I just, She hung the phone up from one of them one day, and we were sitting there. I looked at her and I said, once this is over, it's over. I said, I will never call you back, ask you to come back to me. I said, once it's done, it's done. And sure enough, it was done. And I found out she was two-timing me right before I finally caught on. I mean, yeah, I'm slow on the uptake. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm can be a very trusting soul, and me holding everybody at arm's length is a coping mechanism. Wish I wasn't that way, but unfortunately, it keeps me a little bit suspicious. Yeah, I think we've all unfortunately had our moments, I mean, my Facebook page, it says, where you graduated from college, School of Hard Knocks, and it has 2 dates. One was 1996, and one was something else. Freaking floozy of the worst caliber. Yeah, she strung people along, buddy. She was, when you caught her when she was sober, she was actually, pretty good person to sit and talk to. I had a ball with this woman. We really had a lot of fun together. But there was one day she came to my house, and it was like, just as soon as she got out of the car, she was wanting a drink, and I just looked at her and I said, if you got back in that car after drinking at my house and anything happened to those babies, you wouldn't forgive yourself. So think for just a second. I loved her kids, man. Loved the stuffings out of her kids. But, it just wasn't to be. And I'm kind of happy it wasn't. It worked out. Randy's been the best thing that ever happened to me. I'll be, perfectly honest with you. Oh, that was not good. All right, I'm in all this water, but I can't get a drink of water. Now, how does that work? Yeah, she, and I wasn't the only one she strung along. She strung a whole bunch of people along. And, I'm glad that played out in its own situation. I have been here and raked this place over the coals, so it's time to go back to the house. Where am I going? Come on. Up through here. No, I can't fly. Why do you ask? Yeah, finding fiance had 4 other fiancés in the nearby town made me distrustful too. Yeah. Now I'm not going to tell you that I'm not any better, because I told my son, I said, there were things that me and your mother went through that were totally my fault, that she didn't deserve the way I treated her, and I shouldn't have done it. Uh, and vice versa. When it came time to laying blame about why my first marriage broke up, it was a 50-50 thing. We both had issues with it. And gosh, we were so young. I one time had somebody ask me, what's the biggest mistake you ever made? And I said, getting married at 21. Said absolutely would not, advise it. And they said, oh, you're kidding. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not kidding in the slightest. Dumb as a box of hammers I was, and didn't have the sense God stuffed in a goose. And he didn't even give me a ring either, the cheap bastard. And you're truly a good soul. Let me throw that in there and go. I've got one green one of those. Let's do a couple of those and we'll see. I need to go down to the Rainbow Cave and get some more pulsar quartz because I'm about out. I need a purple. Pardon me, gross foul pig. I gotta run and get my thumbnail made. Unfortunately, Bailey Papai has a vet appointment in about 30 minutes. Grace might be late for my stream. Hopefully not. Yeah. Amp, I appreciate you coming by. It's been good to have a yak with you. I hope Bailey is okay. I know about taking your youngins to the vet. What Shaman said, eat. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I can see it both ways. I've cheated on somebody and I've been cheated on. And me cheating and sitting looking back at it was a lack of self-respect for myself. I didn't love myself enough to be confident in what I was doing, and I always needed some form of something in my life. You know, I'm ashamed of the things that I did at that point in time in my life because it was wrong. You know, I'm just, you know, I was in the wrong headspace and given a little too much freedom being in the military and young and having a fair paycheck. Nothing wrong with having a fair paycheck, but you also have to know how to handle it. I was married when I went in the military, and it didn't matter. I chased every woman that I thought I could chase. Yep, gonna nuke a sausage biscuit. Hug to you both. See you in a bit. It's okay to go to sleep, Shaman. We'll miss you, but we know where you are. Amp, be good. Tell Bella that I said hello, and I hope Bailey's okay. Keep us posted, and I will be around at 10 o'clock for your stream. So, you know, go get things done. Got to running my jaws and forgot to do what I needed to do, which was eat and drink. And then I want to go over here and get a fuse. I need a fusion cell too. I have one. I have to admit, Shaman, that we're 54 minutes and 50 odd seconds in. I'm going to try to do 2 hours, but that might get held up because my wife's going to her daughter's today. I still feel like 5 miles and, you know, backside, if that makes any sense. I've got a cold and it's just yeah, and you are absolutely right. We all do dumb stuff, but the trick is, did we learn something from it? And it's unfortunate. You know, one of my first girlfriends she was older than me, but I can tell you who the brains of the operation were. Okay, that's going out that way. This is where that's how to get out of them here when the time comes. And I hurt that girl terribly, and I know it, and names shall be changed to protect the guilty or not. You know, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done the things I did. Um, you know, I even tried to go back and apologize to that girl and couldn't find her Facebook page. And I had known it at one point in time, but yeah, I was dumb. You know, I also wasn't taught, you know, fair respect for somebody else's limits, and I should have been. Technical difficulties. I got one last drink of coffee. Can you hear me now? I just accidentally turned my headset off while I was taking that last drink of coffee. Reached around to turn my headset on, you know, hold my headset while I was leaning my head back to drink that last drink of coffee and touched the wrong button. Hmm. No, I'm not proud of myself. And I'm glad that I didn't screw up so much that you couldn't hear me. And I have my hearing aids in, and this headset is working very well. I'm pretty pleased with it. It's when you turn it on in a very Chinese voice, it says power on. Oh, and there's Miss Icy. Good morning, Icy. You should have been here earlier. We had a Gab Fest. Amp just left. I was pulling one of Amp's tricks. I was gabbing and not playing the game. And there's Darlene. Yay! The whole gang's here. Good morning, Darlene. How are you? That one's worth having. All the rest of it's not. You have become a pretty wonderful person now, so I think the journey was worth it. Sometimes, you know, the flu. I have something going on. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm going to say this only because it's the truth. I felt like a bag of ass yesterday. I'm surprised that I hung around as long as I did playing Sapiens, but physically I don't feel quite so bad. I was helping my. You don't have to apologize for that. Help your son. He's probably one of the most important things you'll do. But I will say we did get to gabbing pretty heavy while Amp was here. Like I was telling Shaman, I have a new headset on that I got. Oh, don't deconstruct that. Yeah, having the flu, buddy, that is no fun. I'm surprised you're here and not in bed. Mm. Better now. Okay, good deal. Oof. Yeah, the flu will take it out of you. Just got up. Yeah, I've been up since about 5:30 Central Time. Tend to distract people from their work. Well, can honestly say for, the time that we all spend chatting, seems like a good group of people that are, very nice folks. Glad you feel better. Yeah, I got up at 8. If I slept till 8, I wouldn't know what universe I was in. Um, yeah, usually when that looks very much like there's going to be something at the end of this hallway. Another flight of steps down. Buddy, this spaceship is huge. Oof. I don't know, after almost 16 years in the military, 0500 still rings true with me. Well, this is weird. They usually don't have a hatch and a hatch, but makes me hope that the reactor is around here someplace. Where's the kaboom? Where's the earth-shattering kaboom? As said by Marvin Martian. I don't really need any of that. I keep thinking you have gone elsewhere in the ship, and then there's more. Yeah, no doubt. This one's a big one. That's where I just walked up to. This is what I'm looking for. I figured since it left me 3 keys, it would need 3. Holy buckets. Yeah, this is a big old ship. I could use those, but there's only so much. And I usually take those no matter what. Yeah, no doubt, Jackpot. Your volume's dropping a bit. Yeah, it's probably me. Excuse me. I also just drank my last drink of coffee, and I can feel my throat drying out. I might just have to go find the exit or hit F4 and get out of here, and then, no, I just came from there. You usually go to your left. Let me put a flare down here. Come on, change color. Yeah, I might have to go and Yeah, unfortunately it's me. I don't know why I feel the need to not talk any louder, because I'm thinking that my wife can hear me across the house where she's having her post-coffee nap. But when she's asleep, you could set an atom bomb off around that woman and she wouldn't wake up. It takes a good bit of doing to get her moving. I didn't know you could change the flare colors. Yes. Yes, it is very cool. All right. That table. Just wish I could take that table out. And for as much as I like to think I know my backside from holding the ground, there are times I get walking around these things and absolutely just get lost. Okay. Got all these lockers here, but you can't open them. Well, that's... Can you deconstruct them? Nope. I might be going back. Nope. And I might have said so yesterday, but I got notified by YouTube that I had more than 500 views, which surprised me. And yesterday I did a different game, but it didn't work out so good. Okay, there's where I just came from. Here's where I just came from. Alright, it's time to go, and well, that's one way to go up. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a pretty big... Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes, that's cheating. Aggimmit. Yes, I went crunch. Thank you, thank you. It was nothing I did. And I guess it was good marketing by Amp. She tends to always put that I've got a stream going on, and you know, she doesn't have to, but she does, and I appreciate that. Let me go take that and that with me, because I'm going to need quite a few of something to get me moving. Flower seeds. I see something I didn't know was that this Lerma seed when you go to say, hey, I want Lerma to be in here, it's a shortcut they built in the game. Yeah, that's true. You can't get the drones. Well, by gosh, you can now. Or I was missing it or something. I could not find how to get a drone to pick up a Lerma seed. Driving me nuts. Now, let me think. That right there, if I've got... Yes, I do. And that is a trade rocket multiplier, and there are darn few of those in the game, and they're very worth having because they'll make your trade rockets run faster. Wasn't there before, I remember. Weird. Yeah, I didn't think I was going crazy. Well, you can't go someplace you're already at, therefore. Okay, no more blueprints, just like always. Now I need to go. I have to admit, these new headphones are working well with my hearing aids, and I'm pretty happy about that. A little bit of squeakiness. My left ear is worse than my right, and the left hearing aid gets a little feedbacky and squeaky sometimes, but yeah, some items you have to wait before they'll pick up, like the larva as well. Just uncommon at first, and then later it adds the common and rare. Yeah, it's... And as we've talked before, consistency in this game. There are moments it's just not consistent. Now, where am I going? Well, this is not 1.2.13. Is that the most recent build? And I think I didn't see anything that they changed, but they also say whenever they upgrade something that they minor improvements and tweaks. So, and I have to admit, this developer is pretty good about, you know, listening to people and that play their game. All right, let's go down again. Just reading that you wrote true, I can hear you say true in my head, in your voice, and then giggling. I just thought it was odd because Lerma seed is one of the first things you get. I've had playthroughs that the Lerma seed was right there, you know, in the first crate inside the landing pod. But you don't have a Lerma seed in the logistics part of it, that the drones can pick it up. That's a pain in the butt. You know, I couldn't be a game developer. I don't have enough breadth of my mind to know, you know, all the little things that you would have to do. I mean, I know how to program, rudimentary program. I know the ins and outs of it and what makes a good programming language and things like that, but it's one of those things you've got to be special to wrap your head around it all. And now I feel like I'm running around in circles. I don't know about you. This looks like you're getting ready to have a scan of some kind. Not sure I want to go in there. I want to find the reactor because I want all these doors open. It's making me crazy. Okay, admittedly, I can't go someplace where I'm already at. That's weird. That's just strange. Either that or that's the captain's quarters, and he really wants you to be able to go through 2 doors before you get in his stuff. Or hers. And that's why I came back, because I wanted to get in here again, because I left a bunch of the good stuff. All right, have we been in all of them? Yes, we have. Yes, dear?
I'm going to take Taz out with Debbie sent a message saying Emmett's coming over from 10 to 2.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to go to that some play park. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's just going to wait for me till I get there.
Okay.
But he's whining, so I'm taking him out quick.
Okay. That was the boss telling me she's taking the small dog out. Okay, I wanted to go for 2 hours, but I'm at 1 hour and 18 minutes. And I'm at 3 TTI. It might be worth. Spending some time with the boss before she goes to her daughters. Let me take that back, and that won't go anyplace because what I've got is darn near full. Oh, this is going to be osmium and sulfur. Yes, yes it is. Okay, we're at a good place to stop. After that thing explodes, I'm almost 50% to being able to be done. So, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to thank all of you for coming and seeing, or being here for this morning, and helping me test out these new headsets, which have actually worked very good, and I'm quite happy with them. Does Randy ever watch you play? No, she does not. She really doesn't care for Planet Crafter at all. she's just not into it. Um, she's one of the members of, the Daily Act, but um, does she ever come and watch? No. She watched a little bit of one of our first community stream playthroughs of Planet Crafter when we first started, but as a rule, she usually doesn't. All right, let me get off of here and act like I know what I'm doing. It's just an act, remember. Fake it till you make it sometimes. Darlene, I'm glad you're having a better day. And thank you for coming and being with us for just a little while. Icy, I appreciate you being here. I hope you and your son, the whole school thing goes well. That's a tough time, and he's probably well blessed to be doing it how he's doing it. So, all right, you guys have a good one.